Hey, what's good guys? I'm Poly Popo. Thank you very much for coming to the channel. I'm proud today to help announce the new 211.6 for Akai and the new Mini D plugin and the Flavor Pro. It is insane. I want to show you how to install it, download it from this site, all the stuff to get to use it, okay? Because you don't want to buy it and then not be able to use it. So check this out. And if you haven't updated to the latest firmware version or software version, now's a really good time. Everything's running really nice. It's real nice, smooth and buttery. Real neat, really nice. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to go to your Akai site and go ahead and log into your account, or you can go to your products and look and see what kind of products they have, plug-in instruments. And of course, as soon as you go here, you got the option to get any of these plugins right here. I would recommend getting all of them. They're super dope. So you just go ahead and click on here, and they got all the newest stuff here. So let's say you bought all the expansions and you don't know how to install them, right? So as soon as you buy them, they download to your computer in a zip file. So you go to the zip file, you extract the zip file. This would be a zips folder, so you would just double click it and it would open up a folder, or you can right click it and it'll say, instead of compress to zip, it'll say extract all. So you double click it, and then you're gonna get this here. And you install synth content on Windows, it'll install it on your computer, and it'll give you the synths folder right here. For maximum convenience, we recommend you install SATA drive into the drive bay of your standalone MPC, and then copy the synths folder onto the top level of this drive, or select it as the content download drive in the activate plugins menu. MPC 1 does not have a SATA drive bay. For MPC 1, we recommend you install the folder onto an SD card. And all I did was plug in my MPC to the computer without the hardware running, and I put it in controller mode. It pops up my internal drive. Or if you have a SATA drive or an SD card or a USB stick, you can do this just like this as well, okay? Plug it in and then drag this folder and drag it right here, okay? I already have it in my drive here, so we're just gonna drag it right here, not here. We want it right on top of everything. This way, whenever you drop it, it doesn't go inside of another folder. You do not want it to go inside of another folder. We took the synths folder from Flavor Pro and dragged it in there over to the Mini D, and I did the same thing. So whenever you turn on your MPC, you're just gonna go to your menu, hit preferences, and then you want to go to activate plugins, and it'll say you want to refresh it, and then you got your Mini D, Odyssey, Selena. All your plugins should be here. If not, you have to enter your serial number and then refresh it. So that's it. After that, you can go back in here. This is all in standalone, right? And to find your new plugin, you go to your plug and you change this, and it should show Mini D. New program. To view it, you hit program edit, and voila, there you go. And now to find your other insert, so you got your Mini D right here, but you want your insert, it's going to be underneath your harmonic. It's going to be under harmonic, and it's going to be under Air Music Technology, and it's right here, Air Flavor Pro. Alright, so you can go ahead and see the new layout of everything. It's got all kinds of crazy stuff here that we're going to jump right into. So I just wanted to make sure we knew how to install it correctly. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Akai site, log into your account, download the new stuff after you purchase it, of course. And I tell you, it's worth every penny. I'm going to show you how much fun you can have with it in a second. And as soon as you download your stuff, you'll get your zipped folders, and you double click the zip folders and get into that synth folder, and then drag those into your MPC by putting your MPC in controller mode without the software running. And that's how we did it. Okay, enough of that. Let's get right into the sounds and stuff. This is ridiculous. If you made it through this far and you got through the install and everything, and you can see it on your MPC, this is how you're gonna go ahead and find it. You go in here to your track and then hit your mixer. Right here I got plugin 1 running. I want to show you what this Flavor Pro actually does before I dive into the Mini D, because it's gonna be crazy. I really love this new synthesizer that they gave us in the MPC. So check this out. We're gonna go for Air Flavor Pro, and right off the bat you can hear. Let's turn all this stuff off. This just for this one channel here. We're gonna try to make sure everything's working. You hear that? Listen. You hear what it's doing to the pitch? Here, let's make it extreme. That is just insane. Did you hear that? Now, another one of my favorite things on here is this whole rate. I just love how things start moving on here. And you do have these different X mods and stuff like that. I'm not going to get too far into that. But these are all the same here. Okay, so we got blend. Let's turn this pitch off. Let's go to distortion. Turn it on. Got transformer. Let's turn the mix up. One thing that's really, really cool that I'm not going to stress enough on here is that whenever you're resampling your work, let's say that I wanted to, let's go back to the mixer here, and let's take this effect off. But now what I want to do is go to my sampler and go to whatever's playing, whether it be your TV or whether it be a resample like this right here. I'm just getting whatever, it could be your turntable, it doesn't matter. But whenever you resample stuff, should be under here, harmonic, Air Flavor Pro. Now I have the ability to take this sample and totally manipulate it. Where are we at here? This sample has this effect on it now, which is really, really cool. Let me get back to the main screen here. We have distortion, digital, all these are off right now. We're just gonna run through these. This is absolutely insane. See how this is changing on the screen? It's totally distorting that picture, and it's showing you a visual representation of what is going on. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Super, super cool, guys. You got your input volume. Now again, whenever you have your low pass and high pass, I want to show you this here. Keep watching this. There's a few more. When we get to the good stuff here, vinyl. Now we got these crackles. I'm going to put this effect back on the mix. Right here. When I hit vinyl, I'm going to turn this on. Now every single time that, watch, I'm going to run my voice through here. This way you can actually hear forget it. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it just like this. You can hear that lo-fi-y. It just adds. I'm super big into background music, guys. So anything that pertains to covering up noise and adding noise to the background, this really helps, and it will definitely help tie in those samples together. Listen to this crackle. Some clicks. Take the clicks and crackle out, and we'll just add pops. Ooh. Add a little rumble. You might need headphones to hear that, but it's shaking. The hum. Very, very cool. You know, of course, you can adjust the rate, but the click, the crackle, the pops, the rumble, all these different things add so much more to. Now, I'm going to say again, adding this to an existing plugin or whatever, that's really, really cool. But me personally, I see myself using this. Look at this, dropouts. It's so good. Very, very cool, man. And you know, for me, it's huge because I just started getting into this whole sampling thing, and I like to resample my own songs like this. So going back to the mix here, let's turn this off. I go to my sampler, and I go to resample this with any of these presets. Look at these presets. Radio, vinyl, it's got it all. These are just generic ones. You go back here, and they got lo-fi, keys, retro keys, drums, guitar, bass, vocal. They really went all out on this for you guys, for us. Just look at this, just an initial patch. Initial patch means that you can go ahead and take this and save your work wherever you want and call it up later on. You say no, or say, hey, these are my patches. You could even give them away to a friend so they don't have to struggle. You can just be like, this is the sound that I use. But to be able to take this, and you know that this vinyl sound's coming in, and you got your crackles and pops and everything, when I resample this, check this out. I'm gonna resample. I'll just do like 16 seconds, but it's gonna add Air Flavor Pro to that sample. We got 8 seconds, 9, 10. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna keep this sample. When I go back to main, I'm gonna go to my drum. Let's go to drum. I'm gonna edit this sample. This should be it. Let's make sure. Do you hear that? Of course, I wasn't monitoring it whenever I recorded it, but it took that sample and added all that. There's no way you're gonna detect those. It's a good way to cover up a lot. I love background stuff, and just that little bitty. It doesn't even have to be loud. It's just so lo-fi-y and crackly. I haven't even added effects or anything to this. This is just the stock stuff, dude. This isn't with adding delays and everything else to it. This is just how it comes right out the get-go. So, yeah, I think I've wrapped up enough on this as far as to turn them all on, and you just go through these different settings here. They have a lot of cool things. We'll go through a couple here real quick. VHS. And then I'm going to wrap up this video here and do the mini D. The mini D is going to be a little more thorough. Oof, it's insane. Definitely check out the next video. that sounds so good. 3000, it's emulating the 60. Ooh. While we're doing this, I might as well show you. I do have my audio going in here. We'll go audio input, just so you can see input 1 and 2. We're okay. Hang on. VHS. Akai. Oh, yeah. So, like I say, whenever you put in your samples through here, it's really gonna change it up a whole lot. It's very, very awesome. Alright, so check this out. Gonna mess with the pitch here. It's not recording anything, but anything that goes in here is affecting it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over the mini D. What I'm gonna do is drop this piano loop that I have going on here, and I'm just gonna play over it. The synthesizer that we're gonna go over is a lead synthesizer. In this case, you can play with 4 voices, which is super, super awesome. Like right here, instead of legato, we can play 4 voices on here, which is absolutely insane. We're gonna dive really deep into all of these different channels and what they do, how they function. I don't want to just push a bunch of random buttons on here and show you. I want to actually show you how this synthesizer works and how these oscillators interact with each other and how you can manipulate sounds. This is a sound generator, man. You can make all kinds of different sounds with this. This is super powerful. I mean, there are a lot of plugins on the MPC. Look at this. Look at that load time. Okay, this is serious stuff. All right, I'm just gonna play something over this, and then we'll get right into it. But I need to do something on here. All I did was a plugin, selected mini D, retro leads, first sound, and here we go. I'm gonna turn this down. I like to play on my black keys, so here we go. Alright guys, so we're going to get into my favorite part of this whole video, and it's the synthesizer mini D, and it is so good. First off, we start with these controllers, and the pitch wheel on the MPC keys does do this, or you can use a Q-Link, of course, to modulate this if you want to. I'm going to explain what all this stuff does here. You have LFO sync, sine. This LFO shape here can do a lot. We're going to start off just by changing this to 4 voices. This is insane because on an original, it's a poly. It's one voice. You can only play one voice on a mono synth, but this is poly, so you can play 4 voices, which is huge because it just gives you that big old fat sound. What we're gonna do here, I want to start with an initial patch. Okay, look at all these sounds they give you just for bass. Okay, they give you a whole bunch of different bass. I mean, you name it, man. They got all kinds of stuff here just for you to go ahead and start right out of the bat and start playing. I don't know, it's just good. Every sound seems to inspire me to play something. Beautiful, right? I don't want to go ahead and play. This isn't like a sound demo, but I'm getting a little carried away. I'm going to go ahead and go to an initial patch. This is the beautiful thing about this whole thing here, is that you can use these sounds, you can use the effects. Super good stuff, man. The beautiful thing about this is that you can actually go to a modular rack after you look at this. After we go through this, you'll be able to go to a Model D or a Poly, whatever it is, and you'll have a basic understanding of how this is supposed to work. So that's why I want to go over this. I have a little bit of time today, so I want to spend it with you guys going over this synthesizer. There's a lot of them in here that I don't understand, but this one here I do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to hit oscillator mix right here off the bat, okay? I want to leave that on sync, and I thought we went to initial patch. Let's go to initial patch. Everything's off. I'm just going to leave that on sync, okay? I like it like that. So check this out. We're going to start with the oscillator mix. Right now, all we're hearing is oscillator 1. Which is really awesome. Okay, so if you notice that oscillator 1 doesn't have a tuner, these knobs right here, the semi-tuner, are not on there. They're on the first one. We have it semi-tuned. You pitch the whole thing to this, and then the whole other oscillators will be tuned off of that tune. Okay, so that is how you tune the first oscillator, with the semi-tune. And you'll notice that oscillator 1 does not have a semi. See, it says semi right here. So how you control this here is off the front, right here. I'll just leave it right at 0 for right now, just for the demonstration. Okay, we're going to put oscillator mix. This is just 1. And with these different shapes, I like this shape that we're on right now. It goes up, over, down, and then it has a long tail out. It's super cool. So I'm gonna turn on oscillator 2 and listen as I detune it. They're both set the same right now except for the shape. I'm gonna leave this on the second square because if you see, it has a smaller go out and a longer tail, and it adds a little bit of thickness to it. And I'm going to drop it down a tune. Very cool. So again, now we're just using oscillator 1 and oscillator 2, and you can also now that this is really awesome, because if I use the semi-tune, I can really get in here, and this is what makes this so powerful, to be able to make sounds. Okay guys, so check this out. Up a semitone here. Listen to this. change the shape. See if we can get the same shape. Let's do the same shape and see if we can get it to flutter. You hear it? It starts to woo, 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 woo. Let's turn it up one more here. You can really hear it. Let's turn on the third oscillator. Give it the same shape. Let's do something different. And detune this one. Pretty nice little sound we got going on here. I'm not sure if I'm sold on these shapes here. I think I like that better. Yeah, I really like these. Alright, so we went ahead and did this, right? Check this out. If you notice on the oscillator itself, it has an LFO. If I turn these off, this is all you're going to hear. The reason it speeds up and slows down is because I'm pushing on the keys low here and high here. If I turn the key control off, I'll get a steady buzz noise. I'll get the steady without the thup, 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 thup. And why would I want that? I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I got the volume on, right? I'm going to use this oscillator here. I'm going to go back to controllers. And I'm going to use this oscillator to modulate oscillator 1. Watch. Right now nothing happens. Okay? Nothing's happening. I'm going to go to controllers. Now, for oscillator 3, I want it to affect oscillator 1. I'm not completely sure if this is how this works, but it does work. So check this out. I turn this halfway. Now whenever I adjust my pitch wheel, it gives me that. But when I go back to oscillator mix, it should let me play. If it functions just like a regular Moog, then it should work. See? And that is just crazy. Now over here, if you didn't get that, all we did, we turned this to LFO. You know, now we can play the sound. See? It slows it down. It's just really cool to be able to play that. It's just really, really neat. I'll turn the keys off though. Now, what I want to do is turn this oscillator back on because I want to make a big old fat sound. There it is. So what I'm going to do now is go over to the modifier. I'm going to turn this LFO back to... I'm going to adjust the volume because I want more bass to come out. That's an ugly sound, okay? But this noise is incredible also. Not only do you get white noise, brown noise. And what's awesome about this noise in this first screen here, these two first tabs right here is where it's all at, guys. You can use the noise to modulate oscillator 1. Let's leave that alone. Moving on. We like the noise, alright? Alright, cool. So we got this big old fat sound, right? And what we want to do now is go to the modifiers. Okay? And what this does, it allows me to modify all of this stuff. If I didn't have these selected when I was in this screen here, none of that would have worked. So when I'm in the modifiers, you make sure these are selected. In here you can do your attack, decay. You can use your cutoff to modulate stuff. You can set whatever you want to modulate whatever. On this main screen here, it shows you all the stuff that you can, the modulation source. So definitely dive right into that. These modifiers right here, you got modern and classic, which is super dope, and you got this analog sound. Check this. It really adds a really nice sound, and it's really warm. You know, typical attack, decay, sustain, release. But what they threw in really awesome here, guys, is the ability now to turn this on. And now you got a control over your low frequency. Listen to this. You got gain over each one. Your mid, highs, and lows. What hertz you want, I don't understand completely. But I do know it sounds amazing. Let's turn the low up. It's rumbling, right? Turn the mid. Alright, let's go to chorus. Turn the chorus on. This has got speed, depth, intensity, stereo, spread. Let's mess that whole mix up. Let's just turn the whole mix all the way up. Alright, it's getting a little ugly. Alright, let's fix that. Go to chorus. Let's mess with the delay. It got synced. It's synced, which is amazing because before on a regular like a mini D, you would have to, it wouldn't sync ever. All you would ever hear was like, it would constantly do that, which is super dope because if you want to modulate that, all you do is read write, and while you're recording, just modulate it, kind of bouncing in and out of tune, and you'll get a really nice, rich, super dope sound. And then the delay, okay? This is probably I love delays, okay? I'm a big fan of delay. Dope stuff, right? Guys, dive deep into this. It's so crazy cool. And again, they also, let's save this sound right here, MPC documents. I already had made a folder here that says mini make presets. I'm gonna go ahead and save this here as mini storm. And what's awesome about this is now it's my own sound, and I can send it to you, give it to you, and they're there. So I can go ahead and move on, go to a different sound if I want to. But again, the sounds that they have inside of here already, they're gifts. Super dope. And that 4 voice thing, that super clean. And my favorite. Super cool. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy the rest of the Mini D, but I hope this video helped you understand how to install it, where to go and get it, how to put it in here, how to access it. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, guys. I'm absolutely in love with this one, Akai. You definitely knocked it out of the park. Thanks again, guys. And if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. I like to keep you guys updated, and I'm a proud Akai influencer, and I like to keep you up to the latest news on stuff. So a lot more to come that I do know. And if you guys have any problems, leave them in the comments, because a lot of people read the comments, and this is why we get updates. It's because Akai actually cares about the people, and they seem to update their stuff constantly to make our dreams come true. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Right on, right on. And again, thank you, Akai, for reaching out and getting a hold of me on this. I had an amazing time practicing this and learning about it, and I'm sure I have a lot more to learn about it. But again, guys, if you're into getting into modular gear or anything like that, this is a really nice basic understanding on how you send things to certain things without wires, of course. Does it sound gritty? Yeah, it sounds really, really nice. The only difference is it doesn't have that warm analog smell of burning, melting plastic and wire inside of the studio, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. No burning, melting wire thing. Hazard of exploding and stuff. No. Alright, guys. I hope I did a good job on this. I'll see you on the next one.